20 minutes away from 1 o'clock. Live at lunch on the way in the flip side of 1 p.m. this afternoon. Lakota Silva, good afternoon. Welcome to Good Hope FM.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Well, first and foremost, you're a Cape Town girl.
Yes, I am.
Very few people know that.
I know.
How surprised was I?
I don't get it. It must be, I don't know, the swag.
Must be the swag. At the end of 2012, you were on a stage opening for Justin Bieber in front of 50,000 people. Take me through the process.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It was so surreal. It was actually the second time I'd performed live as Lakota Silva. Mm-hmm. And I remember walking on that stage and just being like, I got goosebumps everywhere. And not because I was nervous. I was more nervous waiting in the wings. But walking out, when people started cheering and the music came and it just got filled with music and just a vibe, I was just like, whoa, this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And it was just a surreal, surreal moment.
Tell us about your music. Where did it start for you? Do you write your own music? Do you feel it? Do you know this is it? This is the track. This is what I want to release. This is my feel. This is my sound.
Yeah, absolutely. I think growing up, I've always known like this is what I want to be doing. I used to get for gifts. I used to get CDs and music video DVDs for Christmas. Like those are my gifts. And like throughout my whole life, that's always consumed me. The music world and even the performance world. So, but everything kind of is married in terms of acting and being in music videos and then obviously the writing of the tracks and stuff. So I'd always done that. And then growing up, people would always ask me, like, what are you going to become? And I always had an answer for them. I always said, I'm going to be a performer. And without even realizing what that meant, because obviously it's also a business at the end of the day, I was just like, that is what I'm going to be. And so going through school, that I took that seriously and I pursued that, and I was very blessed in winning a scholarship to go and study dance, drama, art and music at high school level starting off as. So I didn't even have to do the academic subjects. I could fulfill it with performance things, which were really, really, really great. So then from there, because I could study everything professionally, I then just carried that through. I took a gap year to suss out the music industry in Cape Town, I'll have you know. And after a year, I was like, well, I need more, So I basically then applied to a film school and did the music on the side. And luckily, I was blessed to work with the likes of Lockenville and just a bunch of producers.
And if I could just stop you there, the hit with Lockenville, Closer, what a hit.
I know, we love it. I love to call it a beautiful mistake because honestly, it was not planned.
You joke.
I promise you, I went to Joburg to visit Brian because at the time we were dating and we're very close, the three of us. And it was the last night I was there and they kind of said, we have this new track and we want a female vocal on it. And I've always been one to never punt what I do. I do it by myself, and when it comes to light, it comes to light in the right time. So I just said to them, listen, I'll take it to Cape Town with me and I'll book a studio and give it a go. And they looked at me and they were like, oh yeah, like you can sing. And I was like, yeah. I was like, surprise. And it was but because we had that relationship where we were just mates, and took it to Cape Town, booked out a studio, did my research because at the time I needed to find sources and producers and stuff. So I did my research, recorded Closer, my hook, which they wrote, and then sent it back to them, and they called me within like 5 minutes of listening and they were like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And the rest was history. So I'm super blessed that I had that opportunity and I took it. Yeah.
And it's clearly worked. 10 away from 1 o'clock, Lakota Silva in our midst as we celebrate local tracks. You've worked with Pascal and Piers.
Yeah, I have. Awesome.
Tell.
Oh man, there's such. The thing is with musos is like there's still people, and I find the thing with musos and producers, they're such awesome people, and we all have the same, like we have a similar thread, and that's our love for creating music and our appreciation for music. So with Pascal and Piers, they have this drive to create music that just allows you to kind of escape a little bit. I guess all music does that, but more so them because they create surrealist music and music that you like to party to. And then me as a vocalist, I come in and say, actually, I have lyrics. I have words that we can add to that. So it's a great team because they're in it for the music and the beats, and then we amalgamate and put words to it, and it just becomes a beautiful something.
Lakota Silva in 5 years.
In 5 years' time, I'm hoping to be in the States. I have a lot of work to do in SA here, a lot of groundwork, and I'm hoping to gain the the fundamental blocks and the support that I need here, and then going with the context here, I'd like to go there and branch out as a South African artist from the States, because that's where the international platform is. Whether it's Europe or the States, I'm not too sure, but I'd like to take this brand that I have here and just make it bigger and carry SA's name there, and not be an American artist but a South African artist making the most of the music industry there for our country.
Lady Gaga or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Why?
Her performance is just on par. Beyonce, you cannot fault her. She's an incredible singer. She's an incredible dancer. She's an incredible performer. And I always tell people, if I look up to artists, Beyonce is the person I look up to the most as a performer, because she is an all-rounder. She works so hard, and it it pays. So everyone looks at her and is just absolutely amazed by her, and she's an inspiration.
Lakota Silva, a final question: Robin Thicke or Pharrell?
Pharrell! I love Pharrell so much. He's amazing and he's so humble. I love him as a human, and he's the most amazing producer, and he works with amazing artists and different artists, and he can bring out the best in each of them, and I love that.
Before we say goodbye, we're playing the track called Sunshine.
That's so exciting.
Talk us through it quickly.
Sunshine is a brand new track. It's actually it's the most light-hearted and feel-good on my album, Pop the Mixtape, and it's just such a feel-good, and I made it for people who are like me and have a journey to go on, as we all do, and just to kind of know where you are at in your life and appreciate the process, because it's not about the journey at the end of the day, it's about the road you're on.
Lakota Silva, thank you very much for your time. Top class morning to you, further afternoon.
You.
Your song will be coming up right now. I'm getting tongue-tied for this amazing track by this lady sitting right in front of me. And let me tell you, the future is bright for you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Here's Lakota.
This is Good Hope FM, connecting Cape Town for 5 decades and beyond.